From being dumbfounded at LeBron's hard work to being committed to playing under the leadership of the GOAT, Lonnie Walker IV is in awe of LeBron James and called him a living robot. Lonnie believes it's insane for someone to be this committed to the sport. And he's absolutely right. You either love LeBron James or you hate him. There's no in between. But one thing that the biggest Bron haters can't ignore is the hard work he puts in on a regular basis. It doesn't matter if you track back to his 12th year or his rookie campaign in the NBA, or even his high school days. LeBron's been the same man in terms of how much work he puts in. There haven't been many more talented players than the king in the NBA, but there's a great chance that no one has put in as much effort as LeBron has. That's why he's continuing to break the barriers of what was once considered impossible. This 20th year campaign is easily the greatest the NBA has ever seen. His teammate Lonnie Walker IV had no words to explain what he sees LeBron do. No one's going to ask a player of LeBron's caliber to hit the gym, but that's the thing, no one needs to. He's in the gym first, working out, already got a sweat going by the time anyone else comes in, according to Walker. This man isn't out there looking to impress someone. He does it because he loves the sport. The young forward likened LeBron's commitment and hard work to a robot, and you can probably understand why. Either you have maximum work ethic like many players in the sport, you add talent to it, and you get Kobe Bryant or even Michael Jordan. But then you add basketball IQ to it, and that's what you get with LeBron James. Lonnie explained how the four-time NBA champion knows the game inside and out. This multi-talent is what makes him the greatest. He can score effortlessly. There's no doubt over that. The man's the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. If that wasn't enough, he's also in the top 4 for most assists in NBA history. Walker believes that being teammates with James is great because he isn't only working on improving himself. Instead, he's always looking around the roster and telling his teammates little things they can improve on. This man has seen it all. Given the wealth of knowledge he has about every player, every team, and every play is just wild. He's not only a player, he's a coach. Lonnie added that it's an everyday occurrence to find LeBron in the gym where he not only works out, but also watches back the games and breaks down important plays. That's commitment right there. This is someone who has won it all. Not just once, but 4 times. Whatever there is to win. It's like he's got this insatiable hunger to keep going, which is what sets him apart. He also works incredibly hard to adapt to what's needed. The best example of this can be taken from what he had to say in the interview after the play-in tournament this season, when LeBron gave a quick insight into everything about his upcoming opponents, the Grizzlies. That was truly wild. Jovan Buha, a reporter who covers the Lakers, asked LeBron about their upcoming series against the Memphis Grizzlies and what he thought about that challenge. Remember, LeBron was fresh off the Timberwolves encounter, playing a game-high 45 minutes in overtime, scoring 30 points. He decided to break down the entire Grizzlies team within minutes in the most deadpan manner ever. James complimented each player, broke down their strengths, and explained just what they offer, even giving a shout out to their coach, Tom Izzo. He then added, "Obviously I haven't thought about Memphis 1 minute. Bonkers." The best part about this insane IQ and this once-in-a-generation player is that it's not even an isolated incident. He does it all the time. Just look at what Magic Johnson had to say about LeBron James when he went to sign him. Magic gave the inside story of how the Lakers got LeBron. In fact, Magic's entire interview with Jimmy Kimmel is fascinating to watch. But staying relevant to the theme of the video, it's important to pick out a couple of things that Johnson stressed. He said that within a few minutes of making small talk with LeBron, the duo were discussing the Lakers in extensive detail. It didn't take long for the 4-time MVP to give Magic his opinion of what he thought about the roster. That included breaking down the entire team and detailing their weaknesses and strengths, talking about how LeBron expects to play and how he will suit the team. Now, you might think this isn't that big of a deal. But trust me, it's not normal. No one puts that kind of thought into a move. Definitely not a superstar like LeBron, who knows that an entire roster can be built around him if he asks the team. But no, this man already knew each and every player, their statistics, and what they offered, and what he himself will be bringing to Los Angeles in that particular formation. I don't need to tell you that Magic was sold. Who wouldn't be? You'd sign and pay big money to LeBron only for his brain, let alone what he can do on the court. It was hardly a surprise when he took the Lakers to their first championship in a decade, but his robotic tendencies are more than just IQ. Look at his outrageous consistency. Earlier this month, LeBron's 20th season wrapped up. Apart from injuries finally catching up with the King, there isn't anything different between the LeBron of today and the LeBron of 10 years ago. Maybe except for the fact that somehow he's gotten better with experience. He's become a better all-around player than he was 10 years ago. That just goes to show his remarkable consistency in a league that is so unforgiving. We've had all-time greats who faltered a long time before their 20th seasons. Many don't even think about reaching that figure. Just look at MJ. He played 15 total seasons in the NBA and still regressed during his time in Washington. The way LeBron's going, I wouldn't be surprised if he was putting up 20-plus points and 7-8-plus assists in his 22nd or 23rd season. No wonder current players understand just how insane it is to do it for 20 consecutive years, week in, week out. Of course, it takes a massive commitment from the player. And of course, the tiny financial commitment of LeBron spending over $1 million on his body per year plays a part. But the results are simply magnificent. That consistency, no wonder, sounds robotic. And it's the biggest compliment you can give to an NBA player, especially because it's impossible to remain consistent in a league over 2 decades, a duration over which the game has changed so much. But Walker was also impressed with another facet of LeBron's game, which is probably the most underrated part of LeBron's all-around play, his leadership. Lonnie has noticed how LeBron leads not only by his actions on the field, but he's also a vocal leader. He's not afraid to rip into the players whenever needed to give them a reality check, and his leadership abilities are definitely what make him so successful. At the end of the day, basketball is a team sport. You can be the greatest individual of all time, but you won't experience success without a suitable supporting cast around you. LeBron understands that. He's been a leader forever, though. That's why he managed to guide 3 different teams to 4 NBA championships. I'm running out of superlatives to describe this incredible man. And now, he's been tasked with taking the Lakers all the way to their 2nd title under LeBron's leadership. It could prove to be the toughest route for LeBron to the finals yet, facing a young but brilliant Grizzlies side in the first round. And a win would potentially set up a conference semifinal against the defending champion and very familiar foes, the Golden State Warriors. If James can guide the Lakers past those 2 hurdles, he'll have to beat either the #1 seed in the division or a super team in Phoenix, or their neighbors, the Clippers, led by Kawhi, who haven't lost to the Lakers in 3 years. And all that only to get to the finals. All I know is that LeBron's leadership can get the Lakers to the promised land. So, from Walker admiring the King's leadership to appreciating his hard work, this was all Lonnie Walker had to say on why LeBron James is a living robot.